Ow! You beast! My finger is not edible. Good morning. So I thought today I was gonna spend all day editing my video from last weekend, but instead I'm setting up my kitchen as a chicken hospital. I have a sick chicken. So this morning, actually starting yesterday morning, when I went to feed the chickens, one of the chickens came out of the coop kind of slowly. I was actually nervous. I'm like, oh no, is there a dead one in there? Because usually they come out very, very enthusiastically, and this one just kind of didn't come out as quickly, so I was like, that was weird. But she did come out, and I was like, phew, she's alive. This morning it happened again, and when I was looking at her, oh, the other thing too, last night, she went to bed at like 4:30, well before the sun goes down. She went up into the coop to sleep, that has never happened. Never. We've had chickens for I think 3 years now. They never go to bed early, ever. So that was weird. And then I checked her foot this morning because she was acting really lethargic. I'm gonna take you to see her now. Here's Stella. She's very slow. Her feathers are all puffed up like she's cold. She doesn't run away when you go to touch her. That is not typical. And I looked at her foot, and she has what's called bumblefoot. It is dreaded among chicken owners because it's tedious to treat. But if you don't treat it, it can cause them to die. So we're gonna treat her. You ready to come to the hospital? No? The other thing I should say, just because I noticed it was in the background of my video, that happened Monday night. Crazy life-changing event to witness a house burn up, and be scared for your own home and for your pets' lives because they hid. I could not find them to get them out, but I needed to get out. Yeah, luckily everybody was okay. And I have checked my smoke detectors since, and their batteries are good, they're all working. So basically, from what I understand, bumblefoot is an infection, like an abscess in their foot. And it can be caused just from bacteria getting into a little cut that they got when scratching around, or it is thought that it can come from if they're standing in wet bedding, like either wet from the ground being wet or wet from their coop being full of poop. So the other thing I'm going to do today is make sure their coop is clean with fresh bedding. The infection doesn't look that bad, though I am worried about how much it's affecting her behavior. From what I'm reading, sometimes you wouldn't even notice a difference unless you saw their foot, but the reason I notice her foot is because of the change in her behavior. So even though her foot doesn't look that bad, the infection may be worse than it looks. But basically what we're gonna do is I have an old litter box that I bleached and cleaned that we're gonna put a salt bath, like warm water and Epsom salt, to soak and clean her feet and try and get the abscess soft so that we can drain it. My mom's gonna love this. Sorry for everybody else. Well, I'm gonna go get her and bring her in. Here she is. Her feet are really dirty. I'm gonna clean them off and then I'll show you the foot. That black scab, that's like telltale sign of bumblefoot. And I actually found another even smaller one on her other foot, so we'll be treating both her feet today. Just hanging out in the kitchen, watching YouTube with my chicken. She's falling asleep. I don't know if that means she likes this warm foot bath or if it's because she's feeling so poorly. This would be a lot easier with two people. Stop thinking you're okay. Cover her eyes. Maybe she won't know she's upside down. That worked pretty good. Oh, no. Oh gosh, chicken. We're doing so good. I don't have sterile gauze or some of the other gear they say you should use for this, so I'm just making do. I'm gonna clean off her wound with alcohol, then put the ointment on and wrap it up, and we'll do this all again this evening with the soap and everything. You know what? I'm gonna get a sock for her head to cover her eyes. She's a lot more calm that way. This will calm her down, believe it or not. It's a clean sock. Coda, get out of here. Get! Oh my god. Thank you. We got her all bandaged up. I'm gonna take you off the tripod so you can see. I put a cotton ball with antibiotic ointment and then wrapped it up with this stretchy, whatever you call that. She's mad at me a little. Yeah, we're gonna leave her alone for a few hours to feel better, calm down. That was stressful. So we're thinking there might be something more going on with the chicken than just the abscess on her foot. I kind of suspected that even this morning, because when I saw the infected foot, it didn't look that bad, but she was acting worse than it looked. I felt her crop this morning and I could feel food in it, which was weird because I hadn't seen her eat any food when I fed them this morning. So it was weird that her crop felt full. The crop is this, I don't know if it's an organ or just like it's like a sack that chicken's food goes into for storage before it goes to the gizzard to be ground up. And it's on the outside of their neck. Like if we had one, it would be right here. And it feels like a balloon, chicken food in a balloon. So when I felt it this morning, it felt full, like it had food in it, and even though she hadn't eaten this morning. And then this evening, even though all she's had all day today is a little bit of scrambled eggs, it still felt full. So I think she might have an issue with an impacted crop or a sour crop. Impacted crop is when something's blocking the food from passing through the rest of the digestive system, and sour crop is when the contents of the crop become spoiled and overgrown with yeast or bacteria, which gives off toxins and can make the chicken very sick, which I think that is really what's going on. We're still treating her foot, so we just have her with some apple cider vinegar water, and we're gonna restrict feed for at least 24 hours. The apple cider vinegar's got probiotics, it's antibacterial. It should help. If it's a sour crop, it should help. If it's an impacted crop, massaging it should help, which I'm also doing. I'm going to be planting my spinach. Oh no! Oh no! Can't believe I stepped on them. It's okay, I'm still planting them. They might recover. A little spinach patch. So I started these obviously in those trays indoors, I think 4 or 5 weeks ago, because I hadn't had luck with spinach seed germinating when I direct sowed it right into the ground in the garden, which when I planted these inside, they could have totally just went outside, but I just haven't had luck with that. So I did both just in case, and I'll show you. Now I have 2 spinach patches. This is the one I just planted that I started indoors, and then a week or 2 later I planted spinach just directly into the ground in the garden. I'll show you that. So these are the spinach. There's 4 rows. There's also weeds. You can see that spinach is a lot smaller. You'd think that the other spinach that I started indoors would be ready to eat sooner. But the thing is, these ones that I just planted that were grown indoors, they're gonna go through a period of transplant shock. They won't grow until they get established. So these little spinaches that you can hardly see might actually just catch up with those other ones. It's very, very possible. Guess we'll see. So Tim thought the sick chicken may be lonely, so he brought in one of our other chickens, and I thought it'd be interesting to show you the behavior of a healthy chicken compared to a sick chicken. See how this chicken is moving around, exploring, very alert, vocal. Tim, go to pet her, the healthy one. Moves away when you go to reach for her. The sick chicken just standing in one spot. What the? Got the sick chicken. Oop. is starting to act a little bit like she's feeling better. She's voluntarily drinking water. She's preening, but still obviously not feeling well. And we should get that healthy chicken out before she drops a load. Someone's feeling better. Out and about, stealing scraps out of the scrap bucket. Hey! Someone's looking a lot more like herself in the last 5 minutes. Looks like she wants to fly up onto the counter.
Wait, no.
Maybe she's looking for somewhere to roost for the evening. Interested in her. Hey! Okay. How did this happen? Maybe you should get her down. Tried making a roost for her. I guess it's not good enough. Is that better? Oh, she likes it. Maybe she will stay in here for tonight.
Can't even see the seeds.
Yeah, they're very small. And I certainly will have enough seeds. Whoa, unless I dump them all out. I have a lot of seed left, but rather than just like finishing this bed with the rest of my seeds, I'm only going to do this little patch because you can only eat so much lettuce at one time, and we have a lot of other salad greens as well. And lettuce is only good in the garden for so long before it goes to seed. When it sends up a little stalk and flowers and makes seed, and when it gets to that point, it's very bitter and pretty much done. So if you can't eat all your salad in time, it goes to waste. So I'm just going to do little sections like this every few weeks so that we'll always have salad mix. So I have a chicken update. She's graduated to the porch. She's pooping everywhere except for the towel. She is eating some soft foods and cozied up in her little nest box. You guys, do you know what this is? That is a free salad right here. It's garlic mustard. And right now, this early in the spring, it's really mild, not too spicy or bitter. It feels good to be eating fresh, healthy food even before the garden is ready. Gonna get some for our salad tonight. We had the other day a salad of just these garlic mustard greens, and it was so good. It was like a spinach salad with just a little, like the tiniest little zip of garlic taste. And I should say too that you don't ever want to harvest wild plants to eat without knowing 100% sure what it is. My husband studied environmental stuff, so it's a good resource for me, and I also have wild edible like foraging books to reference as well, with pictures and things to look for, so you know for sure it is what it is. And then you always start out eating just a small amount at first. In case, even though you checked your resources, you could still be wrong. But I'm not. We've already had a few salads of this. And the cool thing about garlic mustard, besides it tasting good, is because it's invasive, you can harvest as much as you want, and actually you should be killing them as you go too, because they take over. They're very invasive. What kind of cat loves his belly rubbed? This cat.